Ever since I've been running the Tony Tompkins show, I have been rallying against Sky News, arguing that they are a racist organisation set on, committed to dividing the nation. This is who they are, this is the way they behave, this is the type of people that sell their soul in order to, I guess, make out their journalists, to proclaim that their journalism is above reproach, that they are the people who have the access to the news and to opinions that matter to you and I. And therefore, you and I should take note of every word they utter. But things are turning, things are changing, because it has turned out that I'm not the only person who sees certain members of their, I was going to say caste, certain members of the organisation as racist, bigoted individuals. Because a group of people, including Claudia Carvin, have decided that enough is enough and that they are going to sue Sky News for their despicable and divisive behaviour. I share this. I think it's fabulous, and it's about time someone did. So I'm going to take you to the news item that where this was revealed and celebrate it with you together. And so Claudia Carvin joins pro-Palestinian group in racial discrimination complaints against News Corp. Claudia Carvin and a group of pro-Palestinian advocates have launched a series of racial discrimination complaints against News Corp papers, Sky News, and more than a dozen of their highest profile commentators, including Andrew Bolt and Sherry Marston. And nothing could make me happier, I can tell you. This is a great development. The Australian Human Rights Commission accepted for investigation four complaints, which relate to coverage of the October 2023 massacre and the ensuing Israel-Hamas war, including the extended political fallout and protests in Australia. The complaints were made on behalf of Carvin, University of New South Wales Associate Professor Peter Slezak, Australia Palestinian Advocacy Network President Nasser Heshner, and 8 other complainants who are referred to using pseudonyms, who prefer to be using pseudonyms. The complaints allege that various articles and media appearances made by News Corp figures dehumanised and vilified Palestinians, Arabs, and Muslims in Australia. The complaint further alleged the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza was trivialised, so true, incredibly accurate, and that Israeli atrocity propaganda was reported as fact without corroboration. And I think there's some interesting facts there. Interesting statements. Who knows whether they're facts? But the reality is that there has never been, and I've mentioned this many times, there has never been a referral to the suffering of the people in Gaza. I have, and I watched many of their videos. I could be wrong. There could be somebody that's made reference to what's happening in Gaza and displayed some sort of empathy or understanding to the killing of thousands and thousands of women and children and others. So, but there has been, in my view, very little empathy displayed in relation to that, as if the Palestinians didn't exist, as if they didn't matter, as if they were subhuman. That's the way it often reads. The tone of the publication is not sober or even balanced reporting of a matter in the public interest. It is calculated to inflame public sentiment against Australian Palestinians, Australian Arabs, Australian Muslims, and Australia's Jewish people, the complaint also read. They also allege discrimination against some Jewish Australians and some Anglo-Australians who held views supportive of the Palestinian cause, including myself and many others as well. Now, the issue here is that there is a dispute, I understand, as to whether the claim has been accepted by the AHRC. One side says that it's been dismissed, another side says that hasn't happened. Either way, if it gets dismissed, it could then go and is likely to be taken to the federal court. for some sort of outcome. So we don't know yet what's likely to take place. But the exciting thing is that they have decided to take action against these bastards. So down further, it says the complaints also allege that the respondents intimidated many Jewish Australians by falsely portraying Palestinian freedom protesters as hateful and dangerous towards Jewish people. And I saw that on many of the videos that I've done as well, and I've rallied against it also. They cite an alleged assault against Slezak in November 2023 as an example of the intimidation and aggression faced by Jewish Australians who are pro-Palestine. The complaint also lodged by Sydney law firm Burke Grove Legal and call for apologies, retractions and financial compensation of the complaint. So all we can hope for is that hopefully, my hope would be that it actually goes through to the federal court and that we make a bigger deal of what Sky News do. Andrew Bolt and Sherry Markson, Chris Kenny, all of that crew are revolting human beings. They are a disgrace. They are a disgrace to the journalistic industry for those who argue they're journalists, such as Sherry Markson and Andrew Bolt. They are an embarrassment, but they are the propaganda machine, focusing on the Murdoch press and what the Murdoch press thinks should be fed to the public. But when they're spreading stuff that is disinformation, misinformation, and distorting events, does not express a balanced view of what they're reporting, then they need to be called out. Because as this allegation states, it made people feel unsafe. Not just Palestinian people, but Jewish people who wanted to speak out against what was happening in Gaza. It's important, and we must focus on it. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell for further notifications. I really do appreciate it. It don't cost you anything. Take care, everybody.